Everybody, welcome back to Kill Time. We are back for episode 12, boys. And we actually have a full slate this week. We have all three of us. As you know, TJ wasn't here. He had a mental health day, kind of. He kind of just took a little weight release day off last week. That's fine. And we do have a guest this week. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm on my Kawhi shit. Kawhi Leonard taking a load management.
Yeah. Can't play 82 games. Can only play like 60.
Nah.
Yeah. Load management. It's in the contract.
It's fine.
We have a special guest this week as well, but before we get into that, we did just want to say thank you to our listeners for the continued support over the 5 continents, especially in the 518, the 315, and the 615. We love you guys. That being said, if you own or know someone that owns a small business, if you would like some more exposure, please reach out to any of us at any of our social medias. We would like to help you out. We love small business. We're a small business ourselves. So that being said, this is a very special episode to us. I broke out a $300 bottle of whiskey for this episode. I'm drinking it right now because we're with the boys. We have a very special guest with us today. A brother, a friend, a father now, and the world record holder for the world's worst sports takes. Willie Tra99ezoid Trapp. Buddy, welcome to the stream.
Glad to be here.
We are on the TKT podcast with William Tra99ezoid. We've been waiting, dude. We knew before we even started this that William was going to be on this shit just because, you can't not have him on. But go ahead and introduce yourself, Squilly. And introduce yourself and then describe yourself in one sentence. Do a little fucking twofer.
Let's see. Well, I'm William Trapp, a.k.a. Tra99ezoid. Almost everything possible. Known these boys for, what are we at, 5 years now?
Sadly,
6 years?
Yeah, it's getting up there.
Unfortunately, yeah. My God.
I met Lone Travis on a hill one day and guided him his longest way, who then introduced me to Kane, and every so often, TJ came around. That's how I know these love the boys. To describe myself in one word, I would definitely say unique.
That's a word.
I like very that kind. One. That's a very kind way of putting it, Willie. That's a very kind way of putting
it. Unique in a weird way.
Delicate version of saying it.
Indeed.
I like that.
Just to kind of get things rolling, obviously you said you met Travis on the hill. I believe it was was it orientation day? Like you guys were going to something, and you guys met like on the hill. I can't even remember what the fuck was that building called.
It was going up
MacArthur, I think.
It was going up the Rushton Hill, but like what was that hall called?
Oh
I was there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know why I can't remember it. I'm drawing a blank.
I can't remember it now.
But you guys met whatever. Yeah, it was the hill. Like I can't fucking remember what the building at the top of the hill is called.
It was the main building where everything was essentially connected to.
Yeah, like where the Miller Campus Center was and all that shit.
One of them called Cook or some shit.
Yeah, but that was
Cook was the separate hall with all the technology.
Yeah, it was on the opposite side. Yeah, but
we walked through Cook when it was winter.
God, we ain't even been out of college that long, and we can't even remember what the fuck this place is called. Fuck, that's bad, bro.
I was just there last year.
You were just there like 2 weeks ago. So I kind of wanted to start from the beginning. Like I said, you guys kind of met in there. You went through orientation, whatever. And it wasn't like, I guess I wouldn't say it was really a friendship from what I know, like from that first day. But it was like 2 weeks later that you guys started to like chill more frequently. And then all of a sudden, Will was just in our fucking dorm room every fucking day, all the fucking time. Not
and
that
kind of where we go downhill.
Yeah, that's really where my life started to pivot.
That's where things started to slip.
Yeah, slip away into the dark abyss. But I do want you to kind of run us through like what you thought of us when you first met us and like how things were going. Because obviously you know what we thought of you. You were this unique person. Even though we had a lot of love for you from the start. I mean, you were just a character, man. Like you were William, and that's all you've ever been is William Trapp.
Yeah, I say city boy coming all the way up north, not knowing what he's doing.
City boy, city boy.
Well, as I said, met Travis on that hill, and we're just having a normal conversation, just trying to figure out, I actually was looking for a ride because I was going home to Long Island in about a month, and he was going to drive me to either Syracuse or wherever.
Amsterdam, bro.
Yeah, wherever
That
it was.
did happen, right?
Yeah, I just took the bus back.
Yeah.
Because then he never had his car, so, and then, met you, just learning everyone, because y'all are from the area. I wasn't. I'm just a new kid here.
Yeah,
So,
but what'd you think of us?
Yeah, like what was your first impression of Travis and Kane?
Travis and Kane. Travis lost and needed help, and Kane
Poor
seemed
sap.
that. And Kane seemed like
you were a lost dog or something.
I'd say Kane, you were already there for a year, so you
Yeah,
steady and kind of just giving us the guiding hand.
for sure. I guess.
We didn't meet for a while after.
Yeah. Shit, when did you guys meet? Because you came, wasn't it all you, Travis, and Nick all came up my freshman year. That's when
Yeah.
Nick set off the fire alarm in the staircase.
Oh boy.
Yeah, God,
I forgot about that. It fucking set
I'm
off
like-
the alarm in the staircase. We played basketball. You were there for like a day, whatever. And then I can't remember like when you would have met Will.
I think I met him.
I feel like it was 2018 or 2019.
I think
Dude,
it's when TJ actually came to Canton for school. I met him finally.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
you talked to him a lot over the phone and shit.
So
Yeah,
it
he
was
like,
when
Yeah.
and shit.
it was like the first time that I got kicked out.
Yeah, the 2 weeks.
I was there for like 2.5 weeks. Was when you guys were still living. You and Haley were still living there.
Yeah.
That was when I first met Will. So I don't know what year that was. I'm trying to think.
20.
It would have had to have been
2019.
18.
No, 2019, because then when he came back, it's
2019.
2020, and then we
Oh,
all
yeah,
got sent
COVID
home
started,
for-
so it would have been 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
2019.
That's fucking wild. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that last semester, me and Haley weren't there. We did our internships.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
came
that-
back that first day to get, and then you swipe your cards and just boom into the door.
Boom, boom, into the
out of
door,
there.
he said. Now, Willie, just to get to know you a little bit better, I mean, obviously we know you a little bit. You had a different childhood than I would say like me, Travis, and TJ. We've all talked about kind of like growing up and what we experienced as a child. If you were open to talking about it, would you like to share some of your hardships growing up or anything like that? Getting a little serious right off the ripper.
Let's see. Well,
Hold up. Wait a second before you answer. We have a first-time chatter in the live stream that says, I support Will Trapp. He says hello.
I just got that notification they followed me.
Anyway, sorry, I had to say that out loud.
I don't know who it is. I'll forget it later. Well, I'm originally from Long Island, so more of a richer area. People have money and do stuff. But where I was in a town right off the end of the train that led into Penn Station. So, rich village I lived in.
Yeah.
Actually,
You
not
were
gonna
really
say,
close to Penn Station.
Yeah, 45 minutes out on the train, and I was at Penn Station.
I was confused because I was like, bro, Long Island ain't like.
I mean,
You know,
Long Island
Glenn-
has some fucking money, man. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I've
Yeah.
seen it. Uncle had a pool business. I helped him out for many years on end. So I got
I feel
to.
like everybody has a pool business.
Well, I say I got to experience a lot of land and a lot of pools. But I'm not gonna say I was rich. Lived comfortably. Was it for about 12 years? And then that's kind of where things took a turn. Hardships came upon, and and then it's kind of been rolling through there. Kind of had to find my own way. I think I got my first job when I was 16, and I rolled through there. Canton wasn't even on my border of school list.
Yeah.
My grandma was like, "Well, you got an offer. I'll drive you up there." And as soon as I walked into the brew house, I knew this was
Bro,
meant to be.
that shit sold the fuck out of my parents. Like, when
Really?
when we went on the tour, and like we didn't tour it. again until I didn't decide until 2 weeks before that I was going to go to Canton. And like 2 weeks before that, like was when we went and did our tour. It was like first week of July, third week of July. And we walked into that place.
It's funny you say that. I kind of had the same thing. I like looked at it dead ass 2 weeks before I went, and then
I didn't even
I'm going.
like I never even heard of the place, didn't even know it existed. And I got an ad on Facebook for sports management. And I was like, what the fuck is this? So I looked up Canton.edu, and sure enough, like fucking, we went up there, toured it, and my parents were like, yo, this is sick. Like, this is right up your alley, bro. And I was like, yeah, this is dope. Like, this is what I want. Like a D3 school with 3 NCAA size courts, like fucking, it was pretty cool. It definitely sold me.
Yeah, that's definitely what sold me, and that's where I'm glad I made that decision. You know, away from, you know, probably the toxic people I met in high school. No one really came up that far. You know, I think Albany and Buffalo, but I was pretty much farthest one north.
It was definitely a fresh start for, I think, all 3 of us or all 4 of us.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Much needed.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
If you don't mind me asking, what were some of the hardships you faced while growing up, either in college, before you got to college, whatever, like high school? If you, like, obviously, if you don't feel comfortable talking about certain things, don't talk about them. Or if you have, like, just a wild story, like, feel free. But again, don't talk about anything you don't feel uncomfortable about. I just, you know, I want to get people to know you and have a deep conversation with you, buddy.
Well, one of them was definitely, you know, money. You know, one wrong calculation. You know, you have to take money out of pocket that, you know, wasn't necessarily there for it, and, you know, trying to catch up and could never play catch up. You know, I ended up having to help out. But once I went to college, you know, on my own, I realized that I can do this by myself. And, you know, I just kind of did things when I went back home by myself with my own money after working. Lost a decent amount of family in a very short period of time.
For sure.
Between March of 20, it really all started the beginning of 2011, and it was about a 2-year span.
Damn.
So let's say lost my grandpa on my mom's side, my father, and my grandma on my dad's side. And I really didn't see her much because she was in a nursing home.
Yeah.
So, and it was a closed casket, so I didn't even get to see it. What I was told, it ended up she wasn't the same as how I would remember her.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I guess
tough start.
that's a good thing. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we've all lost people near and dear to our hearts, especially since 2020, since everything kind of the world took a shit. And I'm sure our listeners can agree with that. I can say, fortunately enough, that majority of people that I know have been safe from long-term detriment in terms of COVID. I can't speak for the rest of anybody else, but I'm super fortunate in that in terms of my family has been genuinely safe. Thank God. But again, like you said, I mean, once kind of 2020 hit, we've all kind of experienced some form of loss in some way. And just to kind of go off of that, you said since kind of like 2011, it is odd how like once we got to like 2011, 2012, and I mean, it's not really odd, it's just part of life, but once we got around that age was really just when we started fucking losing family and shit.
Yeah, so 12, 13.
Yeah, like
I know my grandpa on my mom's side, he didn't pass away until 2018, but you know, he was going through dialysis and, you know, he passed after my freshman year, so I came home, was looking for a job and found that out. So
yeah.
But glad, you know, of course not knowing the future, but glad he passed when he did. Because then think about it, you know, 2020 and how you couldn't go anywhere would have made it very tough.
Yeah.
I, mean, I just feel like every year is getting worse, man. Like, real talk for a minute.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's obviously like, it's coming with like our age. Like, this is the time of our lives where this shit starts to happen. It sucks and nobody really enjoys it. The two that kind of like have always stuck out for me was like, my grandfather passed away in 2014. I mean, I was pretty young. I was still in high school, well, middle school. And then my grandmother just passed away recently over the past year and a half-ish. And that was really tough. That was really hard to go through, especially not being home, not being able to go home for ceremonies and so on. So yeah, it's been really tough, and I know Travis and TJ have both kind of have been through certain things as well over the past few years, and it's definitely not going to be easy over the next decade or so, losing certain loved ones.
I definitely feel that, dude. My grandma passed away literally
Yeah,
like a month ago.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's not going to be easy decade for a
Right.
lot of us, man.
no, yeah.
Just to kind of
See,
get
I was
off.
fortunate.
Go
I
ahead.
was just to wrap that up. See, I was just fortunate because when I was younger, I mean, this can sound a little messed up, but like a lot of my family members who were older already passed away before I was born.
Yeah,
So then when I was born, everyone in my family was relatively young.
yeah.
So I didn't have like a ton, but like,
Still sucks either way.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure. I've been super
Yeah.
fortunate to. I mean, my dad's side of the family is
knock
relatively
on
small.
wood.
Yeah, like my dad's side of the family is relatively small. My mom's side of the family is relatively large. So I've lost a ton of people on my mom's side of the family, and relatively few on my dad's side of the family that I was very close to. And I was also super fortunate to not only have both sets of my grandparents growing up, but to also have an extra grandparent, which was my grandfather that passed away in 2014. Legally or blood, he was not my grandfather by any means, but he was a very outstanding man. Had a lot of quote unquote children and family. He was just a very good person, and he's someone that was a role model for me growing up. And going into like that, it's more of a hey, even though those are the two people that stick out to me, like never be afraid to reconcile like with a family member. It's never too late because you never know when it's going to be their last time talking to you. You never know when it's going to be the last time saying hello, goodbye, certain things like that. Again, I was fortunate enough to talk to my grandmother almost every day. Even when I was in college, it was every other day. When I moved away, it was almost every other day. Whereas, like my grandfather, when he passed, I hadn't seen him in 5 weeks, and that was before I really had a cell phone or kept in touch with anybody in high school. So, again, it's never too late to reach out. Make sure you reconcile with family members. Always tell people you love them because you never know when it's going to be the last time you talk to them.
I've always been really big on that to the point where every time I like say goodbye to someone, I always say stay safe. And that's kind of like my goodbye is like peace out, stay safe.
Yeah, like I always
'Cause-
say I love you, like always.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
just
second.
to double back with Will quick, even though he's leaving, maybe.
No, I'm ready.
So just for like the listeners and all of that, something that me and Will connected over relatively quick was kind of both not having a dad. I still had my dad, but he was in a spot with his disease where I couldn't really talk with him like you were just kind of talking about, Kane.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm obviously not going to speak on, stories, but that's something that me and Will like.
We're able to
connected with.
bond over and talk about. I mean,
Yeah,
again, I still have both my parents, so even though we're all really close, it's never been like a good subject for me to be able to like,
Right.
hey, I'm there for you, like I can relate, which again, I'm really sad because that's not something I can help you guys through. But I'm also super fortunate in that fact. I'm super lucky to still have both my parents and grandparents, and to have only lost one grandfather in that time has been insane. And again, both the grandparents that I have lost were just extraordinary people. It's unreal the people that I've had in my family that were directly close to me growing up to make me who I am. And you guys can attest to that with your families as well. Like I can't name any of your family members that I've personally met that I wouldn't be like, oh, that's not a good person. You know what I mean?
Right.
Every person
Yeah.
I met in all of your families is a good person. And it's weird how it's kind of worked out that way for all of us, that the people that we grew up with were really there at least enough to impact our lives to make us who we are today in a good way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
But to kind of get off of the all yucks, our family are going to
Yeah.
die soon. Willie, one question I did have for you. Obviously, we all went to college together at some point, and we all kind of went for sports management. What were some college experiences that you had went through? Good, bad, ugly. Not necessarily a story, but just like an experience that like really stood out to you, like really you think changed you throughout college.
I would guess I'd have to say, I wasn't good in high school. Average, flew by. Kind of kept my head above water, didn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Um,
I cannot believe you
but
didn't get in trouble in high school.
I got in some trouble, but that's for that could be for a different time, possibly.
Bro.
Nah, I was not a saint, but I was accused of a few things, which then I just had to serve the punishment. But I wasn't good in school, but I knew I think Kane can relate to this. I had to work my butt off to still be in college. I was fortunate enough where I had, it can be paid for, but I needed to prove it, and
Yeah.
I did, and then I ended up getting a scholarship, which really did help now in the long term. Now where I am now, so that was kind of the surprising part because I got an email one day. I'm like, you sure you got the right person?
Yeah. I hear that.
Kane, I got to interject for a minute.
Go ahead.
I just need to say something for the listeners too. We're not calling Will. We're not calling him Trap. We're not calling him Trapezoid. This dude's name is, was, and forever will be Big Cat. Big Cat, buddy.
Oh my!
Big
Cat. I've
So if
never
you ever
heard that.
talk to this man,
Because what was it? You, me, Lynn. We were all in the same room, and I guess we got in the talk of spiritual animals, and
Oh, yeah. No, I was there for that.
oh, were you?
Yeah, because that was when we put that fucking rainbow shit on the TV and we were listening to music. I'm pretty sure we were there for that. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So, and then I don't know, something ended up. I don't know. I was Wolf. Travis.
You wanted to be a wolf.
Wanted to be a wolf, and we were all like, "Nah, that's just not you." He's like, "I'm the alpha dog that travels by myself or some shit," and we were just like, "Nah, you're
Big Cat.
Yeah, they just made one up. I think we had. I said Travis was like a giraffe. TD was either an eagle or a rhino. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember anything else of that conversation. So
That was a wild time, but I just need to say, if anyone talks to him, Big Cat is
Call him
the
Big
only
Cat.
thing that you need to say.
Yep.
that's wild.
So
I don't think I've ever called him Big Cat, ever once.
I forget that because we had a whole nother thing when Lindsay,
Yeah.
and that's when it really took off.
Yeah.
It was
Gotcha.
constant Big Cat.
Yeah,
Lindsay definitely enforced it a lot.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm still call you Willie, bro. Because Big Cat is fucking wild.
Yeah.
So you did just share kind of what really changed your life in college. Share a funny college story, any college story that you find fucking hilarious. What is a moment where you just this
Trap fucking soda. Trap fucking soda, dude.
Dude, I was thinking the fucking vlogs.
Oh my
I
God, the
love the vlogs.
vlogs.
They were hilarious.
I still go back on some of them. I just crack myself up from the stupid
I got to
shit I
explain Trap
recorded.
soda, dude. I got to explain it because it makes no sense. He used to make this concoction of just death in a can.
Bro,
I mean, it was energy drinks, 4 Loco, throw a Gatorade in there, a Kool-Aid.
Gatorade for a splash of non-carbonation.
Dude, it was ridiculous. And he would just, no problem, shoot it down.
Yeah, dude, in a nice red Solo cup.
I tried a sip of it and it tasted like battery. I was like, dude, what is this?
My buddy JP, I mean, he's 22 now. He does the same shit now. He has this drink he called the J Pizzle Sizzler.
That's a name and a half, bro.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
JP's
Pizzle
wild. Dude. I
Sizzler?
love that kid, but he reminds me a lot of Will. He reminds me a lot of Willie.
I think
man.
one good night was when I was invited to a frat party, and I came back plastered. And
Came back
Hamza
plastered
was-
to every party you went to.
You picked me up from this party. I told Cody, yo,
Yeah, in the Dakota, and you're like, it was at Cody's, it was at their old house. Before they got the new house, me and Haley pulled up. Haley got in the back seat, and I'm fucking, Cody walks you out, and he's like, bro, he's fucking hammered. He had He only had 4 cups of whatever the fucking jungle juice was. And he walks them out, and it's right on the main fucking drag. Cops are fucking going by. He's stumbling at like fucking 18. And Cody's like carrying him. Gets him to the truck, and he's like, I opened the door for him. He's like, where's Kane, man? Where's Kane? I thought he was coming to get me. He needs to come inside and have a drink when he gets here. And I'm like, Will, get in the fucking truck. This is Kane. And like, we put him in the truck, and the whole time he's fucking laughing. He's like, man, I'm going to throw up, man. And we fucking get back inside, and we get him, like, I don't even remember taking you to your room. I just remember being like, all right, we're on fucking campus. Get this kid out of my fucking car. Because you were gone, bro.
Yeah. And then I tried ordering Domino's, and they called me like, well, you placed your order twice. I'm like, I didn't place my order yet.
I don't think I did.
And then the food got there, and then I didn't want any of it, and I yacked all over that shower.
Well, I can't even lie. When you would get a little drunk, man, I'd edge you on. I'd be like, come on, buddy. You know something.
Come on, bud.
And then you'd be like, yeah, you're right, man. You're right. And then I'm like, hell yeah. And then we get fat bags.
Oh, my.
Fat bags, dude. I told Haley today, I was like, I want to start a pizza place. And that's what sparked it, was I was talking about fat bags at work. I was like, that shit needs to fucking, that needs to be worldwide.
I miss them so much.
Next time I go home, like, we're not going home for a wedding. We're going to go home for like 4 or 5 days, like just to chill. And I will make a trip up there to get a fucking fat bag.
I will meet you if I'm still up here.
Oh, it'll be fun. I have to have one, dude. I'm
What do you
craving.
mean if you're still up here? What do you got? Some plans cooking?
Yes, I do have some plans.
Where are you going? This is
Well,
live
let's
breaking news.
Live news.
I'll be going to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh? Why Pittsburgh?
I don't know. It was a conversation between me and my grandmother. You know, like, get out of New York, go get a job that, you know, in sports, and then come back to New York with a resume of, like, built up. So I'm like, so she's like, go Pennsylvania, D.C., like, look around, and I'm like,
I always come to Nashville, bro. We got fucking 3 major league sports teams.
yeah, well, this is that. Well, we were trying to also think of family and trying to keep everyone like fair distance.
I guess.
I mean, I suppose.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
Well, that's
Kane,
hopefully.
I'm gonna be real with you for a minute. I'm thinking about moving down there with
Bro, it's fucking great down here. I love it. I've been trying to convince Matt for like 6 months.
dude. I'll be there tomorrow.
All right, bet. Just get a one-way.
I'll
I'm
be
like-
there tomorrow.
Bro, I
Bags
mean,
in hand.
there's so many jobs down here. There's just so much shit to do. Like, even outside of sports, there's just so many jobs that, like, you can just make a decent living, and you don't have to live in Nashville because, I mean, it is kind of expensive, but, I mean, it's not that hard to live here. Yeah.
Life's expensive, so
I think Nashville's a great place. It's growing really
I'd have to
fast.
crash
So.
with you for at least a couple days.
What?
I'd have to crash with you at least a couple days.
Well, yeah. I mean,
A few.
maybe
few to
3.
figure it out.
Could be
Yeah.
4 days, weeks, months, maybe 5.
pushing 7.
So, Willie, what is your relationship like with your family? Like, not like you're not Hannah and your son, but like, what's your relationship with your family? Because obviously, family means a lot to all of us. So,
Yeah. Oh, lived at home, but when announced that Hannah was pregnant, things got into like a lot of rocky water. But it's been since smoothed out. I had the weekends off recently, so was able to travel and spend time with them. Went to Boston, and then 2 weeks later went to
I
Lake
forgot you
Placid.
guys went to Boston.
Oh wow! But we just got out of New York for a little bit and saw family. It was good. Okay.
Good, man.
I have a brother who lives in North Carolina. He's thinking about coming up here.
You have a brother?
I have a half brother.
Okay. I did know that. I was like, you do not have a fucking brother, and just never fucking told us.
Half brother, half sister, and a sister.
For
So.
anyone who's watching this on YouTube, you should have seen mine, Travis's, and Kate's face when he said this shit.
We were all like, hold
were-
up, wait a minute.
We were flabbergasted. Talk about like live breaking news, bro.
So he lives
yeah.
in North Carolina, and I haven't seen him since 2013.
Damn.
So,
Wow.
you know, we went down there in 2013 to see them. We used to go down there every summer, but you know, then the
Shit
financial.
happens, yeah.
Yeah. So I hadn't seen him. I saw my half sister in 2021. She came up here. She came to Long Island because she was getting a puppy.
I feel like you don't talk about them ever.
Not well. I'd say I didn't talk to them that. You know, I talked to them here and there, but it wasn't much. I have talked.
Were
to
they
them
on
more.
your Christmas list email?
No. Do we need to get into that too?
No, I was just
You brought
like
that up.
that. To me, that's how I know you're close with your family.
Yeah. No, it was more of my mom's side that
Gotcha.
What the
got
fuck
that.
is a Christmas list email?
So
You never
know about
every year, Willie makes a fucking Christmas list and emails it to like his whole family.
And it was absurd.
And they give him whatever he wants.
That
No,
I didn't
that's
get-
not true.
Caucasian
That's not
energy,
true.
right
But
there.
like, I had to put in like 10 times. Like, I had to go find photos, save them.
I heard that.
Like it
You
was
know
like
what?
an OD like Christmas list.
Yeah,
Bro,
like
give it a say just for the
I had to be specific to like the pin of
Like
what
it was a
I
fucking
looking for.
PowerPoint. Like,
Yeah.
with the fucking slide-ins for the pictures.
This is peak Caucasian energy right now. This what? What the fuck do you mean you send your whole family a list?
So
Still,
I had to
like,
make no, not now, but like this was like
When did the-
5
Recently though, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, like it has stopped. Like,
Just
in, like,
ended like 3 or 4 years. This decade.
probably like 2018 was like the last year I did this.
I think 2019 was less.
Maybe 2019.
I was gonna say I could have swore he was doing this
You
in
heard
Canada.
Not that it's like a bad thing. It's just like
No,
if
but,
you're
like, I-
if you're on
like,
the
I can
Christmas
make a
list
list.
email, it's pretty serious.
Yeah, I had to
yeah,
make like
dude, that's
I
how
could have
it-
just made a list, but the point I had to go in, find pictures, and be specific to the pin of what I was looking for made it just much worse.
Even
Bro, those
Hannah
were
just
the-
came in and said I stopped writing lists once I was in high school.
I don't know.
That's how it was.
I mean,
I never really did it.
like I said, I mean, I was just kind of curious as to how
I
close
got
you
what
were
I
with
got.
that. That's
Be
all.
thankful.
Hey, it's close, but you know now I'm upstate New York, there, Long Island. I got family in Florida, North Carolina, Massachusetts, Jersey.
Man, I think I only have family in like fucking Fulton County.
I have family all over New York.
Like I have a cousin that lives out here. Oh, I guess I do have family, like one family member in Florida, but I don't think I have like family anywhere else.
Nah, all my family is in New York.
My aunt used to live in California until I was probably like 12. Then she moved back. She moved back before it got real bad out there.
Shit, there's probably a family member of mine somewhere out there
I mean, yeah,
Living-
but
that I haven't spoke to or something.
Right.
yeah, I really
But-
want to learn my like family tree and shit. My mom texted me the other day about it, and I was like, nah, I haven't done anything with it yet, but
You talk about that a lot. You should do that.
I really should. I like really should.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't yet.
Yeah,
actually.
I know. I
honestly.
feel like I talk about it every episode, bro. I just haven't done it.
That was a nonchalant, like, bro, you've been talking.
Yeah.
There's just like a compilation video out there of Kane saying, like, dude, I gotta do this family. I've been
And
thinking about
I
this
never
for
do. Like, man, I've been talking about this. Like, I should do this.
history.
And like, well, it'll come up, and I'll be like, man, I feel like I talk about this a lot. Or like, man, I've been talking about this. I should just do it every fucking time.
This dude's like, where did I come from?
Do it this weekend. Make a
Where-
point of it.
Where
Do it
did
this weekend.
Speaking of family, tell us about your relationship with Hannah, like how you guys met, so on, and all that shit. Like, how's things going? What's
Like,
going
let's
on?
talk.
Do we want the actual way how we met, or like the way we kind of tell people?
Well,
We-
tell
we
us
want-
both. I want to know both.
We want
Well,
the real
I'm just
story.
saying. Okay, hold on. Let's preface this by we want you to share this with your family. So if you're not comfortable telling your family this, don't say it.
Oh, there, I know. But like what we used to tell them was like, oh, met through mutual friends, but we met on Tinder.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Knew it.
And the thing was, I was actually still at Long Island when I swiped going through, and we matched.
So you were just on the wrong area code. That
Well,
or you
no,
had your fucking radius the whole state.
Well, you know how, well,
Your range,
not
brother.
you, but like TJ and Travis, like you could connect your school to
like your
Tinder.
college.
Yeah. So she did go to SUNY Canton, but then COVID hit and she dropped out. So she was still connected. So it was swiping right on, for Potsdam, Canton, Clarkson, whatever. All
Did
in the
you
area.
just use the right method of just like fucking?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
And,
good.
it just clicked, and
You guys need to be on a Tinder like infomercial for like success stories.
I do have the chat. I do have the chats. Because I think she messaged me first. If I can find it real.
Oh,
Willie, big
so
pimpin'.
Okay.
Willie pulls.
He's pulling up the
Willie
receipts.
pulls.
Yeah. We're going OG right now.
That's what's up right now. We're getting the insider scoop.
Look at
Oh, no.
Keen.
So I texted her. So I texted her first. But the thing was, I was just gonna say hey, and I wouldn't be in a relationship right now if I said
That's a
hey.
weak game.
So what'd you say? What'd you say?
So I just finished softball
spitting's
with
fire.
my fire department. So they kind of helped me this out. So the
course
first
they
message said, hey, you're very beautiful and would love to get to know you more. When I get back to school, would love to meet up.
And Hannah was just like, man, this boy's spitting right now.
And she was like, hey, Dad, you want to be a dad?
She said, oh, thanks, but I'm taking a year off, but I could come up to see you. So.
Okay.
Willie
Got
pulls.
things moving.
Willie pulls.
All right, Willie, I see you.
Bro's secured the bag.
Willie pulls. So, like, how are you guys now? Like, how's your relationship now? Other than having a kid, how has it evolved?
So, it was during, the coming back for COVID. So, first semester, she worked. I went to school. So
Hannah said he honestly looked like a fuckboy in his Tinder profile. Oh, God, this is great.
So, we hanged out. No, she's upstairs.
Oh,
That's
okay.
even better. Throwing
So,
shade from a distance.
I'm not throwing shade. So, we hanged out a little bit the first semester, when we could because she worked and I went to school. And, I was thinking about doing an internship. So the chances of me coming back were very slim. So, we spent, the next 2 months FaceTiming almost every day and every hour. I didn't have a job. I just hanged at home for 2 months. And then, when there was no internship, I came back up here and we spent every single day together. I came up over the summer. And then, I came up for 2 weeks in October. Had some fun for 2 weeks. I go home, and actually yesterday, but it marks when she took the test.
Like a year or like whatever?
A year.
Flag on the play. Time out. You broke in and out, bro. I need a quick.
I could understand him the whole way.
Nah, see, for
Like
us, he froze.
he skipped, but like I could understand him. Like he kept talking. Like his video skipped a little bit.
Must have been ours.
See it like fast forward.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the first semester, we hanged out a little bit.
2 weeks of fun, and that was it.
2 weeks of fun. 2 weeks later, which is now today, she took a test. Today's the 1 year.
Bro, I can't even remember. I feel like who called me?
Like anniversary?
Oh,
No,
Travis called because you called and told Travis. Travis called me, and as he was about to tell me, you called me. And I was like, yo, what's up? Because I had a bad feeling when Travis was like, yo, dude, you're not going to fucking believe this. You're never going to believe what Will just told me. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Travis, don't tell me this.
Look at me.
I knew what he was going to fucking tell me. And then you called and you're like,
Little pot stir.
buddy, I'm having a kid. And I was like, you are fucking not having a kid, Will.
No,
Like-
I couldn't believe it.
and I
Shook.
just started my job at Madison Square Garden,
Yeah.
which, by the way, great place to work at. The communication sucked. I was glad I left when I did.
That's how like every major sports arena is, though. At
Yeah.
least
Like-
I feel like.
I was like I knew some people there because they were from City Field,
Yeah.
and I got along with everyone. But it was just like certain people were just there to work,
And like
and
didn't give a fuck. Like they were just
Yeah.
like, no, this is my job and this is all I'm
Like-
gonna do.
don't be chit chatting with everyone. Like get your job done. But there were days I'm standing there like in the main store. If you know how
Yeah.
how MSG is, come up and there's that main store before you go to your seat.
Oh, I don't know, Will.
All right, so there's a main store.
MSG every day, man. It's a big deal.
All right, well, where it is, you can go into the building and buy tickets, go in the store throughout the day.
Sure.
I'm telling you.
I'm taking your word for it.
All right. Then you go up to the sides where you scan your ticket, and that's now where it's like how you're entering the stadium for like a baseball game. Once you leave, you can't go back in. So I worked at the store for like the first few weeks, and they're like, "Oh, just size everything." I'm like, "No one's in here like touching anything."
Yeah.
And then they had me bounce around, and then I was in a stand on the 8th floor for like the last few weeks, and then I left.
Bro, that's what I loved about like my internship. Was like I would get there at 3, and we would just be like fucking chilling until like the game, like doors open at like 5. So like they'd use the Jumbotron to play like the fucking Yankees game. We'd play like fucking Mario Kart on the fucking thing. Like, oh yeah, dude, it was sick. So then like I did pretty much like all the on ice event shit, as well as like if we were doing like a giveaway, I would find that person in the stands. Like I would go fucking pick that person. And like
that's like a bucket list type thing.
Oh, it was fucking dope, dude. Yeah, it was awesome. And like I would sit with the media guys, and they would like go through all this and like turn the camera and point it at this guy, like, oh, do like the celebrity lookalike thing. Oh, yeah, the internship was fucking great, dude. It was so much fun. It was so
really
lit.
We haven't talked about that enough because wow.
Yeah, it was so much fucking fun. Then I did like I was a security guard one night, and we had this guy, his nickname, it wasn't Stubby, but it was like, I want to say it was like Shorty or something. Started with an S.
Okay.
Obviously, he only had one arm. Yeah, he was a super cool guy, hilarious. So I worked with him like all night. So like I was like the bodyguard to the security. So like if anybody fucked with him, like I was like the backup guy. I just walked around with him all night. And it was to the Section 2 volleyball game. Or not volleyball. Section 2 state basketball tournament. What?
You were the muscle?
Yeah. Like I was the guy that was like, if they get past him, it can't get past me. That was super dope. And then I ran the scoreboard for the Globetrotters game that was at the arena. That was fucking dope. I was involved. Like they came over and they had to talk to the scoreboard runner about like, hey, whatever, they're fucking cheating. You got to spot us 10 points. So like I spotted the fucking Generals 10 points. And then like all the fucking Globetrotters came over and we're like, oh, it was fucking sick, dude. Dope experience. We'd love to do it again. It was super lit. Because like they do that, they don't do that at every arena, but they do that with somebody different every time. Like I was just a guy sitting on a basketball court for a Globetrotters game that just so happened to get asked if I could run the scoreboard. And I was like, I never ran a scoreboard a day before in my life. And they were like, hey, our guy backed out. Like, you're just an intern. Like, can you do it? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I showed up and they're like, you do this. And then like when we say stop the clock, like you hit this button because like it doesn't play like a normal basketball game. They'll pause the clock for like 10 minutes and then like speed it up like really fast and then pause it again. And it was super sick. I think that was fucking a dope experience. Like speaking of communication and shit, like in arenas, that was super sick.
Yeah, that's cool. Speaking of arenas, dude, I am going to the Brooklyn Nets game tomorrow in Brooklyn. I am so excited.
Very jealous.
The Nets may or may not win. I don't know.
May not.
It's looking rough. Yeah.
Like theoretically, they should. I mean, on paper, they're the better team, Travis.
I'm
fucking just nonchalant.
I mean, bro, Nick's got a deeper bench. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. It's not. It's a weird year.
Nah, it's not a weird year. You guys should have won the chip the last 3 years, and you guys fucking suck.
Well, the Jazz are what, like 10-1?
Well, yeah, because the Cavs are fucking good.
No, the
Cavs
Jazz.
are gross.
Jazz.
Oh, the Jazz?
Yeah.
The Jazz.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they're 9-3. They're also playing out of their mind. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither do I.
So, Willie, you're a father now. Like, how does that feel? Having, like, how's little Willie doing?
Yeah, what's that like?
Little Willie, a.k.a. Grayson. He's doing well.
No, it's Grayson, a.k.a. Lil Willie. We just call him Little Willie.
For real, what?
Yeah, what?
So,
Hold
like,
up. Wait a minute. Does Hannah not know his real name?
No, she knows. I said I was
What's the
trying to go
birth
for
certificate say?
Little Willie.
Grayson. I tried to
Grayson
go
Willie
for
Trapp.
I tried to go for junior, but that didn't go. That didn't fly.
It didn't have to be Junior. It just had to be a different middle name.
So I don't know, I couldn't believe it until like it's now like here. Like I couldn't believe that, there's something growing. Like it just didn't feel real.
Yo, be honest, did you pass out?
No, I did not.
Did you cry like
Yes.
when you found out or when he was born? Or both?
We're both.
When
Yeah.
I found out she was pregnant, yes, I cried. And when he was born, I cried. Well, because Hannah was supposed to come down to New York City like first weekend in December. And
Hannah said it
didn't
would have
end
been
up
weird
happening.
being William Jr.
Wouldn't have it.
It would have been, dude, the opportunity you could have just been like first name Little, middle name Willie, Little Willie. Oh, I swear you guys missed an opportunity there.
Missed opportunity there for sure.
It's wild because when you first told me, you called me like obviously a couple weeks later, like when we were just talking, you're like, it's weird because this is like me talking as what you said. You're like, it's weird because this was always supposed to be like you first or like Travis first. I was never supposed to fucking have a kid before you guys, like just because like he hadn't been in a serious relationship up until this point. And like he would always tell us like, hey, like me and Haley, you guys need to have a kid. Like I'm ready to be an uncle, like shit like that. And like Travis had been in different relationships throughout the time Will's known him. And it was crazy that you guys had a kid, man. Like I still can't believe it.
I don't know if like it was after, but I remember in a FaceTime with you, Kane, and Travis, and you guys were like, bro, Will's gonna be a dad. And I was
that was the day of his gender reveal, I think. That we were all on a FaceTime before. And then
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Oh,
for so long. No one told me.
no.
And
Wow.
and I think I found out like a few dead ass gender reveal.
I think I called you and told you I was going over planning everything
Yeah.
to call you and Kane and all that.
And I was like,
Will's having a kid?
I was like, yo, what?
Who's gonna be a dad?
When Will
I was
told
like,
me,
gender reveal for who? And he was like, Will. And I was like, dude, tell me you're fucking with me. And he's like, no, dude. Like,
dude, like I'm like
bro.
and dude, I was just like shocked. I was just like, holy shit.
yeah, when,
okay.
when Will finally told me, we got off the phone, and like I literally just went, I'm gonna fucking do this in my chair. I was literally like laying on the sofa, like this, like grabbing the arm of the sofa, just going, Will's gonna be a fucking dad. Like I was like, Haley. She came out. She was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Will's gonna be a dad." And she was like, "No, he's not." And I was like, "Yeah, he fucking is, dude. He's gonna be a dad."
Bro, speaking of that gender reveal, though, real quick, Will
fumbled
I blame Travis on all that.
He tried to do the old fashioned
Threw the fucking slider, knowing Willie couldn't hit it.
Willie could never hit the curveball. You knew
Never.
this.
Nah, dude, I had a solid pitch. I'm not gonna let you take that.
Gave him the fucking cheddar.
We tried with snow.
Back
and it
to the
worked
bench.
Well,
What was that, Will?
we tried it with snow. We need to like run practice. I'm like, just throw me snowballs, and it worked perfectly fine. And then it came the real thing. I'm getting thrown a
Well,
curveball.
we didn't practice. I threw you one snowball, and you were like, "Yep, got it." I was like, "Okay."
Hannah goes, Will sucked at hitting the ball, and I told him it was gonna hit the ground.
Don't like
No faith, dude.
No one had faith I was gonna hit this thing, and I did it. Unfortunately, I think I
Rightfully
made
so.
it.
Dude, I threw you an absolute dot. Will,
Like a
Will,
fucking
buddy.
meatball.
I was like, there is a 0% chance he hits this right now.
Dude, that
And
was
then-
what we said on FaceTime. I was like, watch him fucking miss this.
Yep.
And then he
I
fucking
was
missed
like,
it.
Strike three, and we all started. And oh
I
man,
still
just
can't
wild.
believe you're a dad, bro. It's fucking wild.
Blows my mind.
Like, not in a bad way.
No.
Hannah confirms, APA cited, Travis threw it perfectly for him to hit it. You have ops in your own house, Will, just so you're aware. Ops in your own house.
Friends are close.
Well, all I'm saying, man, that was a dot. Like, sure, it wasn't the perfect pitch, but it was hittable.
I had a rough angle. Couldn't tell on the play.
Yeah, I was in disbelief.
Dude, I saw it hit the ground and he didn't hit it, and I was just like, God damn it, Will.
We got one shot, dude.
I was trying to think, should I? There was some point I was like, maybe I should catch this and try this again. But then I was like, no.
Like hold like 3 bats in a row.
He's got a wall.
Get a T out
Try to
there.
increase your chances.
Get a T.
Get a T. Oh man.
Obviously, we've all had some friendly beef and banter over the years that we've known each other. And we all go hard at each other at times. Sometimes it does get personal. Willie, what's one of your favorite like beefing moments, like with me, Travis, or TJ? Like just one of your favorite like beef moments.
Yo, you're on thin ice, my boy.
You better watch what you fucking say.
So we all root for different football teams, and we always argued. And I always tried to make the point that Cam Newton was the best, and like
still to this day.
And we went head to head. We pulled up stats, like we went full 100-yard dash on this between Cam, Eli, and Big Ben.
Any other quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Cam's ass.
Unfortunately, all three are no longer in the league. 2 retired.
Unfortunately, Eli was fucking 90. Big Ben couldn't move out of the pocket, and Cam Newton has been good since 2015.
Dude, yeah. Big Ben was as mobile as a tree, brother. He was done.
And somehow the offense was playing better last year than it is this year.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk about the Packers this year.
You and my team are...
Who would have thought in 2022 that the fucking best team out of all 4 of our teams would be the fucking Giants? Not any of us would have been like, oh yeah, the Packers still with Aaron Rodgers are going to be ass. The Steelers are 2-6, and the Panthers are like 1-7. So
2-7.
Well, so much better, dude.
Yeah, that helps. Man, yeah, tough.
I was not expecting the Giants to be I expected the Jets to be a little bit better, but not the Giants. I
don't think anyone expected the Jets to be as good as they are.
No. They already hit their win over-under on wins, and they're going to their bye.
Is this about to be week 11?
No, week 10.
Oh, okay.
10. They were 5.5.
The Giants had to be about 5.5 too.
Giants were at 7.
What?
Over under 7.
The Giants haven't won 7 games in like 4 years.
Forever, dude.
Yeah.
That's like 4 or 3.
It was like 4.
Ben McAdoo won like 6 games over 3 years. Or no, it was like
Ben McAdoo.
Yeah, it took Ben McAdoo 10 games to win 4, and whoever the fuck the coach is now won it in like 6 games.
Yeah,
Brian Daniel.
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name. I knew his first name started with a B. I'm
Dable. Yeah.
It sucks, man. It's the first time, like, as a Steelers fan in my life where I've been like, I feel like whatever everybody else has been feeling for the last 20 years.
As a Packers fan, I can agree. Be blessed with 2 very good quarterbacks, and now it's kind of starting to shit the bed. And here we are.
And like everybody's shitting. Like, I mean, Aaron Rodgers hasn't played great, but everybody's kind of shitting on Brady, and it's like Brady's still playing well.
Like, Brady hasn't lost since being divorced.
Yeah, he's 1-0, undefeated, baby, undefeated. Better winning percentage than while he was married. Just saying.
Just putting it out there.
Tossing it out. He should have gotten divorced forever ago.
Stay retired.
That's
yeah.
weird.
I mean, who would have thought he would be competing with the Falcons instead of spending time with the family?
What is that division, anyways? The Falcons are leading aren't they like 4-5?
Bucks lead division. Bucks and Falcons are 4-5. The Saints are
There's no way to remember this off the rip, so I'm looking it up.
I don't
I saw
remember
the
saying
same thing.
the
It was
Panthers
Brady
The
and
are
Bucks,
four.
the Bucks and Falcons are 4-5. The Saints are 3-6, and the Panthers are 2-7.
I was going to say 3 and 5. I missed. I forgot one.
The NFC East is the best division in football.
I saw this thing about Brady and Belichick. All right, cool. Now I'm listening. And it was Belichick is 5, and so is Brady. And it says, but Belichick's last in his division while Brady's first. And it was like Brady's the luckiest dude ever, or some shit like that.
Literally.
I saw that.
Man, I can't get over that the NFC East is the best division in football right now.
Makes
a
no
while.
sense.
It's fucking
It really
wild.
does make no sense.
I mean, that is just fucking wild. Hannah said, Will, she's going to bed, and she says goodnight.
Good night.
Not even an I love you. Get fucked.
I'm texting her too. She texted me. I
Get
do love
fucked, Willie. We mentioned before that you have some of the wildest sports takes and sports opinions on this fucking planet. And it has raised a ton of arguments over the course of all of our friendships. I want you to start one of those arguments right now, and it can't be about Cam Newton.
I don't.
Oh God.
Oh my. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. Like, things have changed so much
Sport.
just in this year.
Sport.
Let's do baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know shit. I can't hop in like
Oh,
that.
we're
Fine, do basketball.
we can
I'll
do baseball.
No, we
'Cause
got
I know
it.
what one argument leads to. Because came that with the Yankees and Red Sox going back.
There ain't no
So,
back
yeah.
and forth. Best team in this fucking millennium, baby.
Judge is leaving the Yankees. Yankees
Something
suck.
like that.
I keep
Don't
seeing like he's going to San Fran, and I just can't believe that.
I can't either.
I do see him leaving the Yankees, but it's not going to be San Fran.
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you said he's going to San Fran. I was like, wow.
That's what everybody's saying is like every expert picks him to go to San Fran.
Yet they have a whole little right field thing for him. I don't see him leaving.
Also, the fucking Xander Bogaerts opted out of his fucking contract. He had 3 years remaining because we didn't re-sign him. We haven't re-signed fucking Devers yet.
Mets re-signed Edwin Diaz, so that's cool.
Yeah, but
Paid a fuck ton of money. Jesus Christ! But
highest reliever. Don't forget DeGrom is leaving.
Yeah,
Why?
man, that's contract's
The Mets
over. I mean, he
won't-
can't fucking win a game with the Mets.
Well, they also don't score for him.
This is a odd question for
I was hoping they didn't know yet, but they know,
what?
and it sucks.
Mets
just
don't
that-
want to give him more than 4 years.
Dude, he gets no run support, man.
So that's
gets, like,
that's where I was going
one.
with this was obviously DeGrom's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Will probably go down in history as one of the best pitchers to ever fucking play the game.
Should.
Will we sit back and say like, oh, it was just the Mets like not getting run support? Why is
If he
it every
leaves the
game he
Mets.
pitches?
If he leaves the Mets, we can get a better idea. But if he stays with the Mets, it could be just because.
Because like I mean, look at Chris Sale. Chris Sale has always been good until the injury shit. And when it was with the Red Sox, like never got run support. It was always like low scoring games, even when we hit well.
That's weird.
Like, Mets score 1 or less runs. It was like a good chunk of the time. And I saw that firsthand when he dominated 2021, and it was always like, big deal. He's pitching,
Have a good night, Hannah. Sorry.
Make sure we have his stuff, and it just sell out like this. And then when he got hurt, that's kind of where the Mets fell off in 2021, and just watching it firsthand. But
Wait, weren't we doing good this year to start?
You guys were one of the best teams in baseball this year.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm talking 2021 when I was there and watching it. But DeGrom was essential, and he came back. He was still hurt for 2022.
The Mets
But-
shipped off Syndergaard, and Syndergaard hasn't done anything. So maybe
Syndergaard was a free agent, signed with the Angels, and then they traded him to the Phillies, and he did not do well with it.
He didn't
Same
do well with
difference,
the
but-
Angels either.
No,
he just hasn't been good.
He hasn't been good in the last couple of years, I would say. I would say since probably 2020 was the last time he was like really good. Where I was like, oh fuck, Noah Syndergaard's pitching tonight. Like, no
Yeah.
one's fucking scoring a run.
That like Thor era.
Yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
that was unreal. The Mets really like have always had a solid team and just can never seem to fucking
Can't
win
finish
anything.
in
Yeah.
the season. Yeah.
I mean, look at
that's
the
every-
Dodgers. What, they had 111 wins this year and fucking got knocked out in the division series?
Yeah,
Dude,
they only got one win.
I feel like it's like the Mets like gas out. You know what I mean? Like they try so hard to like prove that they're able to compete, and
Yeah, I
then
mean,
they
look at the Phillies this year. I mean, the Phillies were a mediocre team. They were what, 88 wins or some shit like that. Fucking run through the playoffs, like play great baseball, get to the World Series, and they strike out, set the record for most strikeouts in a World Series with 78 strikeouts.
Oh, 71.
Something like that.
But
But-
they beat the
And then the Astros set the fucking World Series record for best relieving, like best bullpen in postseason history with a .35 ERA.
that's crazy.
literally untouchable.
Like unreal pitching by the fucking Astros. But the Phillies struck out 71 times and made it to the World Series, and then they struck out 71. You know what I mean? They struck out 71 times in the World Series. Doesn't make sense. Like, you don't run out of gas, like in the postseason. In my opinion, like, you either show your true self or you fucking play good baseball. In my opinion, and that's what the Astros did this year. They played good baseball all fucking year. The Dodgers played good baseball and fucking choked. The Mets played good baseball and fucking choked. Like, they showed their true competitiveness in the postseason in order to fucking fall apart.
I really like that the Mets picked up Lindor though. I really fuck with him.
Lindor
but,
has
like,
been good in like 2 years, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
hasn't,
since
but
2020.
he hasn't really since honestly. Where the fuck was he? The Braves or some shit.
The Cubs.
Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
That's what-
Why did I say the fucking Cubs?
That's what I meant. The Indians, or what are they called now?
Guardians.
Guardians.
Oh, it was the Indians. He left
Yeah.
before they changed the name.
He did.
That was when he was cooking, but
It bothers me, like, watching teams do that, because, like, every time, like, I think about this, I think of the 2018 Red Sox, and I can't, like, I told Will and Travis that all the time, like, they're gonna fall apart. No one stays best in baseball all year, and they did. They ended up winning it.
Yeah.
But again, it's because you show your true colors in the later half of the season. I don't think it's that teams fall apart. It's just that they show their true skill level in August, September, October. I don't think. Obviously,
They were
people have bad stretches, but like, look at Judge. Judge played killer all fucking year. Got to the postseason, couldn't hit a fucking baseball.
yeah,
Like that, and to me, that is one player that choked. Like he hit a fucking slump. He genuinely ran out of gas because he carried that team as a single player. I understand you can't do that in baseball, but you don't play lights out for 162 as an individual and fall apart. But as a team, you can play lights out 162 and play lights out in the postseason. The whole team doesn't run out of gas at the same time. That it's just not a thing. Like 4 or 5 players at one time, yes. Three pitchers at one time, yes. But the whole team doesn't just fucking have to catch a breath in October.
True.
It doesn't happen. You don't take a breath in
different.
October.
it's different than
Watching
like
them.
basketball or football.
Like it's like
Yeah.
Kawhi. Like Kawhi not playing 20 games a year. To me, that's fine because in the playoffs, he plays every fucking game and he gives his fucking all. So it'd be like LeBron playing all year just to be like, hey man, I got to sit out game 3. I can't.
That's always the problem though with the NBA today, dude. It's just very obvious that no one.
Yeah, and like the
And then
season's so
once the
dragged
playoffs
out.
roll around- once the playoffs roll around, that's when people start actually giving a fuck.
Yeah, like, and it's not because like, oh, there's so many games that it's dragged out. It's that they've separated the games so much because that's been their thing. That's for the last fucking 5 to 10 years of, all right, we got to stop the back-to-back games. We got to stop the fucking 3 to 5 games a week. We gotta separate the playoff games so that way there's a day in between, so that way the other division can play. You know, like
I mean, now it's September to June. You know,
like to me, look at the World Series that just happened. To me, this postseason, even though there was an extra series and it was like an actual series, it wasn't just a game. This postseason, like in October, went by faster than any other postseason because every fucking day there was something. Like even during the World Series, I was like, oh fuck, there's not a game today, but I was like, man, it's already the fucking World Series.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it flew by. This postseason
Yeah.
flew by. The NFL it's week 10.
Yeah.
I feel like the
nuts.
NFL season just started, and it's been a shitty fucking season.
Yeah, it has.
How many times have we talked about, like, man, this fucking season has been ass every game I watch? What, the kickoff to the Bills fucking Jets game was a fucked kick. He's a professional NFL kicker, and he hit the fucking tee.
Oh, my.
Like, that doesn't happen. Like, I can't tell you the last time I sat down, other than probably last year playoffs, that I sat down and watched an NBA game and been like, yeah, this is enjoyable. And I love basketball, but I can't watch it. Like, I haven't watched a Raptors game since probably mid last year.
Wow.
And that's like not just me being like, oh, I'm a shitty fucking Raptors fan. It's just like, man, I don't give a fuck. Like, I know I got fucking 6 months. But like, and I think I've talked to you guys about this in baseball too, is I'd rather watch spring training, MLB, than watch like May, June, July baseball.
Okay.
Like, it's more fun in spring training in April than the 3 filler months of fucking 162 games to come back in August and be like, okay, there's a playoff race now. Like, this year, I think it was different because it started a little bit late, and I was able to watch almost every fucking game that I wanted to. And it was enjoyable because there was divisions that were in contest all fucking year. The AL East was in contest all year until September. The fucking AL West was in contest. The what the fuck division are the Giants in? NL
West.
I think it's what. Yeah, NL West was in contest all year. Like, I was able to watch any team play and be like, fuck yeah. But then I go to the NBA and it's always the same teams that are nationally broadcasted, and I can't even fucking enjoy it because it's the same fucking game.
That's so annoying too, because it's always like the same like 15 teams that play each other.
Yeah.
And then if you want to watch like, I don't know, any other team, you got to like pass or
Blacked out.
Specific, and even then they have blackouts and fucking I don't
even remember the last time I watched an NBA game. Like, I work at a casino, so they got like TVs all over, and that's like the only time.
That's the only time I find myself watching an NBA game, though.
Yeah,
it's like if I'm out at a bar and it's on TV, and I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, I can sit there and just.
If it's on, I'll watch it for a little bit. So like, I'm not like flipping channels. Like, fine.
I never try to find it. Never.
I'm more looking for like hockey now over NBA, and I wasn't even into hockey say a few years ago, but I've gotten more into it, and mainly because I worked at MSG. Like, I was rooting hard for the Rangers last year.
Fuck the Rangers.
Dude, it seems like literally these like middle beginning starting to get middle of the season NBA games like fun if
for real.
And then like that's the only thing that'll keep you interested in it, because otherwise you're just like, it's the point. They got fucking 50 more years.
Like you said, like it's the same broadcast of teams. Even when it's the same broadcast of teams, like right now, I couldn't tell you more than like the normal fucking Warriors players. I couldn't tell you other than Donovan Mitchell and Karis LeVert and Jared Allen on the Cavs. I can't, off the top of my head, I know Julius Randle and Derrick Rose on the Knicks.
Oh, what's that new guy's name? I can't remember his name. But yes.
A year ago or 2 years ago when I first moved down here, I could watch an entire NBA game and know every fucking player that came out on the field or the court. I can't do that now because I haven't watched it in a year and a half. And every time I try to, I'm like, man, this is fucking boring.
Dude, this is the first year that I haven't watched all 82 games of the Knicks, like because they have MSG.
How many times have I asked you, yo, are we playing? You'd be like, yeah, it's going to be a couple hours. Like, I'm watching the Knicks game. I'll hop on at halftime, and then I got to hop back off.
Like, it was you going to religion.
Like, yeah, it was religious you would watch the Knicks game. And I just...
Yeah.
Is that, like, just an NBA thing? Like, has the league gotten that bad because the games are so separated? Or is that just, like, man, the NBA just isn't entertaining anymore?
I wouldn't say it's, like, not entertaining anymore. It just feels like everybody knows and the players know that nothing really matters until it starts getting closer to postseason. Like, Trae Young said it last year. He was like,
especially
I just
with
don't...
the play-in.
Yeah. Like he said when they went to the Western Conference Finals, that year after, he said that like regular season is just boring. He's like, there's not enough energy.
Yeah, like we're just playing
And-
basketball to play.
Yeah,
Which
it shows.
I
It looks
do
like,
get the same feeling from MLB, like mid-season, but that's 162 games. Like that's a little bit different. And even
lot.
then, like the Red Sox play the Yankees, I'm gonna watch it every fucking time. The Red Sox play the Pirates, I probably won't watch it. It all depends on who they face, but like the Raptors could face the fucking Lakers right now, and I couldn't give a shit. The Raptors could face the fucking Warriors, and I couldn't care. Not once. I watched.
Raptors are solid.
Yeah, you know what? I couldn't even tell you the record.
Yeah.
No.
It literally sometimes just feels like we're mad talented dudes, but they're playing at the Y and they just don't care.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and it to
I don't
me,
know,
this
the
is
NBA
my
has
personal
a lot.
opinion. It doesn't even look like they're having fun.
Sometimes.
Like
Yeah.
Luka to me looks like he's having fun, but like Donovan Mitchell never looks like he's having fun. Curry occasionally, but everyone else on the Warriors just like, yeah, I'm here to play basketball.
Curry went
Here,
off last night.
here to earn my contract.
Yeah.
LeBron doesn't look like he's having fun. I couldn't tell you the
No,
last
he doesn't.
time I saw Anthony Davis smile.
What, LeBron's year 20?
Dude, it's not good time in Lake Show right now.
No.
So
The NBA has a lot of work to do, man.
I don't know how though. Like I can't think of a way to like
The only thing I
You
can
know,
think of making it better is condensing the season more. Like I said, the spreading it out of no back-to-back games, less travel. So like the Knicks are playing the same teams all the time. They're not traveling to the West Coast. They travel to the West Coast once a year. Like I'd rather see the Knicks play the Warriors than the Knicks play the fucking Cavs 10 times.
we noticed that when we were betting on some games a couple
They've done that, man. That's what fucking
playing
Adam
a lot
Silver
of
has done is
back-to-back.
condense or spread out the season so far that it's not enjoyable because I got a game today. Nah, I got 3 days off. Oh, I got a game today. Well, the next one's gonna be home anyways. The next one's 2 days away, but it's not home. I just got to fly out to fucking Boston from New York.
Bro, me and TJ have bet every single night for the past week.
Yeah.
And I swear, I think there's been 3 times where it's the horn, like Bulls or something, or Magic or something.
Magic. And then it's been like Raptors, Bulls, Hawks, fucking Bucks.
I
And they're,
did
like,
notice that the
playing-
Raptors have played the Bulls like 2 or 3 times already this year.
Yeah. Like, I don't
That I
know.
But again, it's because Adam Silver's on this mission of like the Kawhi shit, like player safety, only playing so many games. Like if we spread out these games, they'll play more. And it's like
And Clay's not playing
MLB
in
plays. They'll
back-to-back.
play fucking 18 days in a row. Like
Yeah,
football, a full contact sport, will play Sunday and then have to play Thursday.
They spread all these games out, and players still aren't. Like, dude, the Warriors got bitched at the other day because they just randomly decided to bench Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Wiggins.
Yeah, that was not.
Imagine
They said,
going to
like-
that game as a fan.
That's what
There
I
was a-
said. I'm
I
buying
think
tickets.
I saw a video of like some kid travel to that game, and like it was his first game, and of course none of the stars are playing.
Dude, Steve Kerr did that because they lost like 4 games in a row before that. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Like,
they
dude,
lost that game.
Every other day.
Yeah.
How much of a breather do you need? Just like take the L's, keep moving.
Yeah, like I'm fitting to look up the Raptors schedule right now and tell you like days off in between games.
I don't know. I feel like they're doing a lot of back-to-backs where it's like home away. You know,
So the
Did the Nets-
Raptors play on the 9th. They have 2 days off, play on the 11th, play on the 12th. Another day off, play the 14th. Another day off, play the 16th. Mind you, so hold on. They play at home tomorrow at 7:30. Have a day off, play away in Oklahoma. Play away the next day in Indiana. Have 2 days off, play away in Detroit. So all within this fucking little circle. Fly back home, play against Miami. 2 days later. Have a 3-day break, go to Atlanta. Have a 4-day break, go to play at home in Brooklyn, or play home against Brooklyn. Have another 3-day break, play home against the Mavericks. Play home, another 2-day break, play against the Cavs. And then another 2-day break, play against the Pelicans. So that's 2, 4, 7, 11, 14, 16, 18, The remainder of the month, they have 20 days off.
That's
No
nuts.
game.
What?
The remainder of the month, they have 20 days off.
But then,
If
like
I'm-
later,
if
in
I'm
the
doing
season,
the
they're
math.
gonna have, like,
Well, hold on.
back-to-backs.
Let me do this. So hold on. Let's say day, instead of counting 2 days, because technically it's only a day. So 1, 2, 3,
I feel like they're
4,
trying to
5,
figure
6, 7, 8,
traveling, too.
9,
Like,
10, 11, 12. Sorry, let's say 13 days off the remainder of the month. There's 22 days.
Okay.
22 days left. They have 13 of them off. No game.
See, like that's.
Brothers hit
I
an
mean,
inhaler mid-podcast.
traveling
Sorry.
mid pod, but like, I don't know. I
it's
feel
Like,
traveling.
Judd played 58 straight games before he was taken out and then missed the final game. Like, he played through a lot, and now you're getting 13 days off in a month.
I mean, like, I get that. I get the time off, but as a fan, like, so this season started when? Fucking
18.
October 18th? When
Yeah.
the last game the Raptors will play, April 9th. That's a problem to me.
Yeah, no.
And that's not the playoffs.
No, that's
There's
their last
definitely-
home game is April 9th. Let's
There's
look at this.
definitely a way to condense the schedule.
Let's go to 2000 NBA Finals date. 2000 NBA Finals date began on June 7th, is what it says.
It's always been in June, the finals.
Yeah.
I could have swore.
Okay, so let's look at this. NBA regular season schedule.
Yeah, because I could have swore it's always been in.
That makes sense. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, that's probably fucking right. Let's see. That's October.
I don't know. Plus, at the same time, though, with all those breaks in between, like you can tell by the way the team plays
Yeah.
if they've been traveling a lot or they've had a lot of time off. Seems like teams don't get cooking until halftime almost.
Yeah. So that's what it is they've moved the start of the season up 2 weeks, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's up
That's
2
right, I
weeks
forgot
and
they
back
did
2 weeks. Or back a week.
Yeah. Because then later in the season, they're going to get a bunch of back-to-back games and all
They
this.
get, what, 2 weeks off for the All-Star break?
Something like that. But
That's not 2 weeks, but
no, it'll be a week or like 5 days.
yeah.
I just, like, to me,
Is
April,
All-Star still the
I
same
understand. But
bullshit?
think about that, man. The last day of the season, last day of the
Bullshit.
regular season is April 9th. That to me is fucking, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, and then playoffs are all May and then final.
Yeah, I mean, the Knicks are 5-5 right now, so
NBA
it's like 10 games.
playoff dates.
Yeah, I think
The playoffs started on the 22nd of April and finished June 8th. So it was a month. You're talking 2 months of NBA playoffs.
yeah. That's why no one cares until then. Or the last, 2 months before
Yeah, I was
when
going to say like 15, 30 games.
In
When it starts
2021, the
getting-
NBA final dates were July.
Well, that's because of COVID and they.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
sorry.
'cause-
I thought I put 20. 2022 was June 2nd through June 16th was just the finals. 2 weeks. For 7
Yep.
games, 2 weeks.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
get
'cause
like
they don't
3.
play back to back, and then you got travel, so it's like 2 days.
To me,
Not even
that's a
doing-
problem. Like you're talking,
Yeah.
you're talking starting in October, finishing mid-June. When before it was starting in end of October, finishing in the first week of June.
Yeah.
With the playoffs only being a month and a half, or just over a month, to now it being 2 months, almost 2.5. Because
That's crazy.
the regular season ends April 9th. So it's almost it's just over 2 full months
Yeah.
of just playoffs.
Well, because the play-in tournament alone playoffs are delayed like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like the actual divisions and
Tournament
yeah.
bracket. That's the word I was looking
Yeah,
for.
I
The
couldn't,
bracket.
I couldn't think of it.
Let's do. So in comparison, MLB, the postseason started October 1st to October 30th of 1 month. And they play 162 games.
They play back-to-back, get a travel day, and then play back-to-back.
But you're talking 162 games just within
Yeah.
from
Right.
April to September. Yeah, like
162
I'm sitting here saying
is
like 162 is a
absurd
fucking
number.
lot. Like that's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's absurd.
So there is no reason why the basketball season needs to take from the first week of October to the third week of June.
Yeah, there's no reason.
I think that's why no one cares.
It's too long.
I think
There's
probably.
got to be a way to condense it.
I mean, we've kind of gotten
So
off the fucking rails on this subject. I can't lie.
Yeah, I don't even know
Yeah.
where we're at anymore with.
Is baseball 162 games because it's like a little bit slower paced, perhaps?
Less physic. I don't want to say that.
I don't really
'cause-
know. I mean, I can look it up, but I don't know what the exact
And
reason.
now, next year, every team will play every team for
Yeah,
the first
I
time.
mean, baseball is definitely physically inclined, but it's not as much such as football and basketball. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
Definitely not
ton of
football.
physical contact, so like maybe they can space it out a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really understood why there's 162 games. Like that's wild.
I just fucked are the pitchers, you know, with like arm elbow.
Yeah, unless you're like getting
deals.
hit by balls
Exactly.
and stuff.
Like
but,
unless there's
natural
like a fuck
cause.
up. Yeah. I've always just thought the baseball season was wildly long.
yeah. So this says expansion brought about the 10 teams, 162 game schedule, 18 games between divisions, with the American League expanding in 1961 and the NL following suit in 1962. The only year the leagues have played different number of games and a different number of teams was 1961 before the NL expanded.
Wow.
I mean, there's just, as far as I see, there's no fucking reason. Teams played each of their rivals 20 times for 140 games. In 1920, this was expanded to 22 games against each of 7 rivals, 11 at home, 11 away, resulting in a 154 game season. So it's quite literally just because, like, that's what it's always been.
Huh.
They've always just played a shit ton of games is all I can find on the internet. Is
I
the
guess
reason.
so. Because they felt like it.
I mean, like think of the NFL too, is like they went from
they
8
also
games to
stretched
10
it out.
games to 16 games to 17 games.
It's more fans, more tickets, more merchandise sold.
And like to me, the NFL has the biggest fan base in terms of watching and attendance because they only play once a
Yeah.
week. Like I
Yeah.
can go to an MLB game in April and be like, nah, I don't need to see another game for another 6 months because it's not going to matter. I've never been to an NBA game and I'm like, I'd probably wait till the end of the season when it matters.
Probably same here.
Like I've never even been to an NBA game.
The tickets are ridiculous, bro.
I have not been, and
You can
think
buy
about
like
where I
MLB
was.
tickets for like $20.
And then they know, NBA knows everyone fucking doesn't care until the end of the season,
Yeah,
towards the back half of the season.
I understand that, but I don't know. It bothers me that I have no interest to watch the NBA because I used to love watching basketball. And now I can't watch it. Like Will said, I enjoy watching hockey more, and partly because the fucking Predators play right here and the Grizzlies are in fucking Memphis. And I've never really lived that close. So, like, I take an attachment to the Predators. But I would love to watch an NBA game and actually enjoy it. I just feel like I can't anymore.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
It's tough.
I mean, I don't like hate it or anything, but just sometimes it's
I
like,
just feel
fuck.
like I don't enjoy it. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
interest
like,
level has gone down.
Yeah. I wonder what the ratings are. I wonder if they're
Can't
any,
be
like,
good.
they're seeing any differences.
They're dropping, dude. I've seen a lot of
Last
that
year
shit.
was a record.
Yeah.
It was a record
Think
In a
worst.
lot. I feel like I vividly remember seeing something about it.
the Bills Chiefs game or something
Yeah.
had more viewers. It was
the entire NBA season.
than like the NBA
My God.
series.
Yeah, I think something
I
like
don't know.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
last year was a
something.
record worst year for NBA ratings at a 1.5.
I think it's going to be worse than just this year.
Oh my God, average viewership 2018 yeah, I mean that doesn't really matter, I guess. Because it shows it by a fucking station, but like NBA playoff viewership like highs is 16 million. NBA finals viewership high was 2016 was 31.02 million total.
Yeah.
Year.
It's-
To me that is fucking insane.
That was just a
What?
good year general in sports.
Yeah, 2016.
I mean a 1.5 out of 10 TV rating. This year so
Yeah.
far is a 1.6.
I'm glad I was kind of right on that because I was like, I feel like I vividly remember seeing something about it. But
In comparison, 2018-2019 was a 2.2, which is, to me, it looks averages anywhere from 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Last time they had above a 3 was 2011-2012, which was the lockout shortened season. They had a 3.3. 2010 was a 3.2. Before that was 2000 at a 3, and 1999 at a 3.3. And then obviously the 90s were the fucking blow up of the NBA, so they were always above a 4 or a 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that
NBA
is
is just
fucking
not
wild.
fun. It's just not as fun anymore.
I agree. It's got to be because of the 3-point line.
Whoa. I mean, I don't know if it's because of that, but yeah, sort of in a way. It just feels like people run down.
Yeah.
reading.
I mean, so we've talked
No
about
one really
how the Panthers have sucked. We've talked about how the NBA sucks, and the Nets are fucking terrible. One thing we always talked about in college, like 2018, 2019, was I always said the Yankees are 5 years away from winning a chip, 5 to 10 years. And I still stand by that. And the reason why I bring that up is because everybody's saying next year's their year. They bring back Judge, whatever. I think max 2025 would be the soonest they win one.
I hope not, but I don't know.
I mean, that's
how
2
to
years. You
point.
can't wait 2 years.
Well, it's been 13.
Wham. Try 86, baby. Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to talk about the Mets.
The Mets have
That
been a
was-
while.
Yeah.
I think the Yankees aren't going to be a contender for a few more years, in my opinion.
I don't know.
Not like contenders, but championship.
I feel like they'll always be in talks,
It's
but
not
will-
even the fact that we haven't won one. We also haven't made it that far
Since 2009, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like the drought stands. Like the Phillies didn't make the playoffs, and
In
they
fact,
made it
you've
back to
only
the
made
World
it 2
Series.
times since the millennium, because you made it in 2000, and then it was 9 years, and then it was 2009.
Yeah, we didn't make it last decade, and that was like the first time.
Ever.
And I don't know. Yeah.
It's the first time ever you guys
think
have
that-
making it in a decade.
No, I think there was another decade, like early, like I think the 30s or
I'm
40s,
pretty
like
sure
when
that
they
was
were
the first
bad.
time like you've ever 1923, 27, 28, 32, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41, 43, 44. Yeah, no, you've made it in every decade other than the last decade.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That's wild.
No, sorry, I guess you didn't make it in the 80s.
Yeah, there was a point like where they were bad, and they didn't make it.
And right
so-
now it's now, baby. You love to see it.
well,
Right
this
now-
is a different decade. So
Hold
but
on, let me see. So the Yankees have won it twice since the new millennium. If I'm counting right, the Red Sox have won it 4 times since the millennium. It's crazy.
04, 7,
Yikes.
13,
13,
yeah.
18.
About the Mets.
Best team since 2000, baby. Just saying.
Almost had it in 2014.
Did we?
Yeah, the Royals decided to spoil that.
2015.
Or 2015.
Oh yeah,
What
that
about
was
the
when
Giants?
Adrian Beltran kept his bat on his shoulder in the last out of the game. Yeah, I remember that.
What about the Giants? Where do we put them a month? Win 3 in 5 years.
Man, the Mets haven't won since 1986.
Yeah, I was going to say 85.
I knew
I mean,
86 was one of the times you won, but I thought you
73,
guys won it
so.
since then. Because 86 was against the fucking Red Sox.
Christ.
A dribbler down the first base line.
Aha.
The Knicks are coming up on 50 years since the finals. Win
I was gonna say not an appearance, right? Because they made it in the '90s, right?
99.
Man, we fucking suck.
New York teams are in a drought, and hopefully it changes soon.
When was the last New York championship?
Giants 11?
Yeah.
11, really?
It's been over a
This
decade
is the
for New York
second
sports.
longest championship drought. It says New York City is in the midst of the longest title drought since 1900.
Jesus.
Fucking rip, dude. And there's
It's sad
so
being
many
New
New
York
York teams. There's so many opportunities.
I
Fuck.
know.
Dude, every team I
Oh,
like
there.
just sucks.
There's
Well, not the
9
Giants
teams.
right now.
No,
More
they
than
still
9.
suck.
We got Knicks, Nets, Yankees, Mets,
Knicks, Nets, Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Bills,
Bills.
Islanders, Rangers, Sabres, New York City FC, New York Red Bulls. That's 11 right there.
Didn't FC just win something I saw?
I don't fucking
Or
know.
am I like mistaken? I don't know. They had a ring.
I saw some shit with Magic. I don't know if
Yeah,
that was.
Magic's. No, yeah, because
Let me see.
I thought it
was
Who's won the
FC. I
MLS
just-
Cup recently?
Dude, I have no idea.
New York City FC technically won in 2021. They won the MLS Cup.
so like, but like I don't follow soccer enough to like be like, yeah, I can be.
Does that
saying-
count?
I
mean,
if it
I guess not. But still, that's still 10.
Yeah.
Or 9 because of the Sabres.
yeah
Is it 9?
3 and 3 that's 6, no 10.
9 what?
3,
You
3
said like
because
12 teams.
it's so Yankees, Mets, Nets,
here we go.
Knicks, Giants, Jets, Bills, Islanders, Sabres, Rangers. So 10. 10.
Okay.
I mean, other
And
than
Tell me,
the
what
New
do
York
you
teams
guys-
being
Not
absolute
matter
dog water.
what, you can stumble into a championship, you fucks.
Like not in the last 20 years or fucking 12 years.
Yeah, it's,
Just
What a
nothing.
joke.
I'll tell you what, the Giants went downhill. The Bills have come to their uprising. The Jets went downhill. The Yankees were the only like constant team making the playoffs year after year.
Yeah,
I guess.
I guess.
I mean, Rangers, I feel like make it every year.
Yeah, the Rangers were like, it's like they'll make it and then
The
they'll
Rangers
stumble.
are just
And then
ass.
it's
Every
like
New
a
York
rumble.
team is ass right now, besides the Giants, Jets, and Bills.
Yeah,
And like
two
that's
of them
just
are-
like now.
two of
Like,
them aren't even in New York, technically.
I mean, just because their stadium's fucking half a mile across the river.
I know.
Like,
I know. I see it all the time on like Twitter.
Dude, it's 11:30. Don't start.
yeah,
No,
like
I'm
don't get shit going right now.
No, I'm just saying. Like I see posts where like it's like New York and then New Jersey.
Yeah,
If you
It
want,
is
we'll have
what
me
it
on again, but I'm not doing it.
I had a lot of people in Buffalo say they were the only new team. So
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
Goes, bro.
I
That's
hate
Buffalo.
Bills fans.
We did all go to not TJ, but we did go to a Bills game. That was
Bills
terrible.
Saints.
Yeah,
Shitty experience.
And-
That fucking sucked.
the stripper rushed more yards than the Bills did that game.
That was awesome. That was fucking streaky. But I mean, I don't have any more questions for you, man. I mean, if that's all you guys want to talk about, unless somebody has a follow up for him.
I
I got nothing for him.
Damn. Well,
That
Willie,
was
it's been
stupid.
good, buddy. It's been a good episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed being on. We will probably have you on for a second time at some point. But that concludes this episode of Two Kill Time,
What about-
everybody.
What about
Yeah.
The guest question.
Oh, fuck yeah. We forgot the guest question. I completely forgot that.
Shout out to our guest running our pod for us.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
That's the one thing I prepared. I had to go back and figure out what the question was.
I don't
That's the
even
only
remember
thing
what
I
the
knew.
question is, and we talked about it today already.
It was will we? I just looked it up. It's like, will there be another life form or like
Oh, Dylan's question,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Will there-
like we'll be able to find life?
Oh,
On
yeah.
another planet.
Will we find life on an extraterrestrial planet in our lifetime or ever? Like, will we be able to live on another planet and find other life?
Yes.
So
in our
for me,
lifetime?
like I don't know. Like I never like I would think so. I know there's always been talk about going to Mars, and I believe
Bro,
isn't there,
we're-
like
We're gonna be on the moon before we die.
moon. I don't
Like
know.
there
Moon's
will be commercial trips to the moon before we all die.
Yeah, I know
I
they
think
were.
possible.
I know there
For
was
real?
something about getting like you could get a one-way trip to Mars. I don't know if
Well,
that's
yeah, how
like
you gonna get back?
well, no, it was only gonna be a one-way, so then they could build life. So like, do I think it can happen? Yeah, so that human life will continue, but
Sounds like a
it
one-way
definitely,
ticket.
yeah, that's what essentially it is. That I don't know. I remember years back that it's like it was like supposed to be like now recently.
You want to hear something
So-
crazy, bro?
Iron space.
Everyone that's ever died is on this planet. No one's ever died in space. Not a human being has ever died in space.
Really?
Every human being that's ever lived is on this planet.
In ground.
Kane, some things are just better unsaid.
That was
Bro,
wild. I'm gonna think about that all night.
Speaking
Yeah,
of that,
that's gonna-
I saw a TikTok the other night, and maybe Travis, you already knew this, but like when they do autopsies on like fucking bodies, they fucking, if they take an organ out, they fucking just cut the fucking stomach open and put a fucking bag in your chest, fucking zip it right back up.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
That fucking blew my mind. I called Cody and I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? This was information you're hiding from the public. People need to fucking know this, Cody. And he was like, bro, I just thought everyone knew. I was like, no, Cody, not everyone knows this.
How would we know?
No, yeah.
They'll never know.
I don't
they'll
stumble
know.
across many autopsies, so I don't think I
Yeah,
would
I
know.
only know like 2 people personally that would do any of that.
Fucking insane, man. Well, what's your question for the next guest?
Well, I had one, but kind of so like how the jackpot's been going up and up, and just no one was winning it until today.
Yeah.
But if you were
Which
to
is a
ever win
scam.
one of those, oh yeah, I say didn't even go off at 11.
They didn't even fucking broadcast it, dude.
Yeah, I like came home. I'm like looking it up, and nothing.
Scam, dude. Yeah, dude. There was
What?
a malfunction, and they weren't gonna
Malfunction.
broadcast it, and then all of a
I've said
sudden
for
someone
years.
random won it in California. No, that
Yeah,
shit's a
it like
fucking
went
scam.
live today instead of last night.
Yeah.
So
I
my
said
question is,
for years, it's the
if you
biggest
were to
scam.
ever win such a large lump sum of money, what would you do?
That's an easy question.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I have thought about this just personally over like the past week because as I work at a
We all
casino,
do, man.
I work at the casino. It's just kind of like money.
What's the
hungry
biggest
people.
jackpot you've seen at a casino?
$99,734.
And you were like,
Bro,
hey,
had-
bro, like spot me a couple bucks.
Number ready.
No, well, I was there and I just started. It was like a month after I started, and there's just one machine that just kept
Oh,
building, wasn't hitting, and it's actually getting back up there. And the lady, it was her birthday. They're running a promotion called Hot Seat, so you get a free $100. And she was spinning at 88 cents, like the lowest you could be, and she won the big one.
bitch.
It was like 250 away from 100K.
It's like those
Can
people
I
that
get-
do like $1 bets
What?
for like every NBA game of like who's gonna get the first basket and get fucking 200 grand. It's like, man, I can't even hit a fucking 10-leg parlay on the fucking obvious fucking NFL games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I've talked to people and just like what we would do. Like I have like a checklist of what I would do, and
I would
there's a point where it's like
You wouldn't know. I
I'm-
wouldn't tell anybody, but there'd be signs.
Oh, yeah.
Giant bag of
That's like-
cocaine.
yeah, just like but not bad, but popping up in random places.
I'd fucking go to Abu Dhabi. Anyways, that's the end of this fucking podcast. This is the longest podcast we've done in a while. Willie, it's been great having you on, bro. Had really good conversations with you. Kind of got off track with the NBA shit, but that's
Yeah, a
always how
little
our conversations go with sports. So,
Absolutely.
GG's, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, leave a like, comment, review, whatever you got to do, whatever platform you're listening to this on. We thank you. We love you, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Peace.